Hey guys, Jeff the Cheesehead Flipper here. So today I want to talk about USPS priority supplies that you can get for free on the United States Postal Service webpage. I'll put a link to that down below, and these are only to be used if you're shipping priority mail, not first class, not anything else, not UPS, only priority mail with the United States Postal Service. I'm going to go over some of my personal favorites. They have a bajillion options. Go on the webpage, look at it, and see what for you makes sense. Now, probably my number one that I use the most often is the padded flat rate. Now, I love these little buggers. I ship a lot of stuff in them. Gives a little bit of protection. They're pretty decent size. I mean, you can fit quite a bit inside of one of these little buggers. I ship a lot of stuff out in this, especially like a lot of my lighting ballasts go in these. And they do ship for a flat rate. I believe right now it's $7.76. I'll put a link below to the actual prices, but we'll, to be sure. Now the other one I also really, probably my number two one I like, it ships for a little bit less than the padded flat rate, is the flat rate envelope. This one's cardboard, so it doesn't have quite as much protection. You can get quite a bit in these. Like, you'd be surprised that you can get one of these suckers. But I seem to be able to get a little bit smaller items than the padded flat rate. I can get a little bit bigger item in here. Now, of course, there is no protection on this one, so you want to make sure whatever you're shipping doesn't require additional protection. Or you can wrap it in bubble wrap yourself and still get in here. Now, I really do clothing, but most jeans fit in these. Surprisingly. Most people I know, they ship them in the padded flat rates, but most of them I can get in these suckers when they go. A little bit cheaper than even a lot of times even cubic rates. Now, another one that I personally use a lot of is the shoebox. Now, the item number on it is, well, I just look at this beforehand to make sure I didn't screw up like this. But there's a box number for this, and now I can't find it. But it's the shoebox. I believe that's what it's listed on the webpage as. Now, yeah, that's a pretty good box, isn't it? I do ship mainly shoes in these, but I ship a lot of things that aren't shoes in these. Like, I got one sitting right here. Shoes. Packed up, ready to go. I got a couple up here. More shoes. Here's some shoes. Here's a speaker. There's another pair of shoes ready to go in one of these. Here's another pair of shoes all ready to go. I ship a lot of stuff in these little guys. Now, these ones aren't a flat rate. So these go by dimension and weight. And you can modify these ones. Unlike that's a recent change if you don't know about it. You can no longer modify flat rates. Yeah, that just changed. These ones you can modify. Like, sometimes I'll cut these down a little bit. If I have a little bit big item, sometimes I'll even slide two of these together. An awesome box for many items, especially shoes. Hence the name Shoe Box. All right, moving on. Another one I really, really like. This little puppy right here. This is a box number 4. Probably not going to show up. But this is basically a 7x7x7 cube box. Now, goes down to this size. Great little box. I love this little thing. And it is a cubic rate box. It is at the 0.2 cubic rate. So, if you guys don't know, sometimes if you check somewhere like Pirate Ship, you can get a little bit better deals if you can go cubic rates. But do compare that to what you can get on eBay, because only cubic rates are lower on Pirate Ship. And occasionally, even eBay's standard priority shipping rates will be less money than even a 0.2 cubic rate. Depends on where it's going, and the weight, and all that stuff. But this is another one of my top boxes, the number 4 box. I love this little bugger for anything kind of medium weight. Now another one that I love and use a lot of is the Region A box. There's two versions of this. There's a long skinny one, kind of more shaped like this. This isn't one, but kind of shaped more like this. And this guy here, which is kind of in the size in between the shoe box and the number 4 box. Gets down to this size. Lovely little box. I love this thing. Now, the cool thing about a Region A box is whatever you can fit in here ships at the 2-pound rate. It's awesome. I love this thing. It's also, now, technically it's a little over a 0.2 cubic by a smidge. You might be able to get away doing 2 cubic. I don't know. That's a risk you would have to take. But definitely will be a little bit more than like a 0.3 cubic, definitely. Which I should probably check the rules if you can send these cubic. I have done it before, and it's never been an issue. But if you can do that, I might, cover up the Region A box part. I should double check that. All right. Now, my other one, I don't use these often, but I really like them, are the tube mailers. Now, there's two sizes. There's the medium and the large. Or is it the small and the medium? Well, there's only 2 sizes of them. I usually get the large of the 2 because I can always cut them down. Now, these fold up. They're kind of a little bit complicated to fold up, honestly. And when you do it, make sure you do the Priority side, not the Priority Express side, because Priority Express costs a lot more. And you don't want to be shipping anything that way. These got little buggers fold up. I thought I had one over here into essentially a little triangle. A little triangle shaped, really long. What these are great for, if you're shipping something like a bipod, or you're shipping something like a golf club, which fell over, so I'm not going to go grab it. I use these for a lot of golf clubs. Now, for big drivers, they're not the best because the giant heads don't really work. But maybe you can freaking box something up. But I use these for a lot of like wedges and irons and like maybe some smaller woods. I use a lot of these for that. And kind of side topic, it's kind of started of spring right now when I'm filming this. So if it started spring and you have golf clubs that aren't listed, get them listed. Because it was when people start kind of getting the fever for going golfing again. It starts getting warm out. And also, it doesn't matter if they're the latest and greatest or if they're individuals, they'll still sell. Because maybe someone lost theirs and they're getting ready to go and they're like, crap, where's my pitching wedge? So they'll want to just replace with what the set they have, pitching wedge, not go buy a different wedge of a different set. Time you those things start to sell. So, free priority supplies on United States Postal Service's webpage. Now again, they're only for shipping United States Postal Service priority mail. You can do standard priority. If they're a flat rate, you can do U.S. priority flat rates. You can also do cubic rates. I don't know if you can do cubic with the flat rates. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure you can with the region boxes, but I know you cannot. I don't think you can with the flat rates. And again, you can modify most of these if they're not a flat rate. That is a recent change. It used to be you could modify flat rates up till just like a month ago. But now you can no longer modify flat rate packages. So most of the flat rate boxes they do have available in a very either the exact same or similar size in a non-flat rate size, packaging markings. You can also try those. Now, a lot of people lean towards those flat rates because it's simple. But I'll be honest, like large flat rate and medium flat rates, I maybe use 1 or 2 per year maximum. Because generally, if you're using those ones, even a small flat rate box, the large and the medium flat rate, usually I can ship for cheaper with another method. The small flat rate, almost always I can do it cheaper in one of these or by going the cubic size. And they do have a box, which is actually not one of my favorite ones, but I'm currently out of it. It's the exact same size as the small flat rate box, but it's not a flat rate. I do have that one too, and they fit perfectly in both of these. If you need a little extra oomph to them. And they also go, I believe, I can't remember if they're at the 0.1. I think they're at the 0.1 cubic rate. They're pretty darn close. Definitely not over 0.2. So these are free on the webpage. Now most of these you're going to have to order on the webpage. Most of them you're probably not going to find in your local post office. You might find these at your local post office. It used to be you'd also be finding these at your local post office, but these are almost impossible to find, at least in my local ones. Anything else, the only things I can find now are large flat rate, medium flat rate, small flat rate boxes, which I've discussed in most cases are not worth using. So, do you guys use any of the United States Postal Service packaging? If not, why? It's part of what you pay for when you pay for priority mail. Part of what you are paying when you select priority mail is paying for this packaging. So you might as well use it, especially if you're newer and you're struggling with finding quality boxes. These boxes are great. Make sure you have when you're doing shipping, you gotta have a shipping scale. I have a link for one down below. Accutech. It's like $15. If you're watching this around when I filmed it, you probably just got this big old stimulus check. Spend $15 of that on a shipping scale if you don't have one, and get a tape measure. Measure your stuff and know what's going to weigh. Flat rates can be awesome, especially these two. These two are awesome. A lot of flat rates, you're probably overpaying. Like if you're thinking, well, I'll just pass that on to my customer and charge shipping. Well, the item's worth $50 and you're charging $15 for shipping it, means they're only going to pay you $35. Because the item's only worth $50, it's only worth the total price they pay. When maybe you could have shifted it, in, I don't know, this guy instead of a medium flat rate for half. Maybe the medium flat rate was the best deal. Now, I sell a lot of really, really heavy lighting ballasts. And occasionally, yeah, the medium and large flat rate are used for me for those because they are what you need. But generally, no. Cubic or standard priority, especially at the eBay rates. eBay has some phenomenal rates on priority, especially if you're top rated plus. That's really something you should strive for. So what do you guys use? Do you use them? Do you like them? What are your favorite priority boxes? Tell me down below. What are your favorite ones? Any ones I didn't mention that you really, really like? I know this guy here is one I also really do like. Didn't mention him. He is the 1092 box. Ends up being this big. If you sell a lot of puzzles, like you can hear, this is a puzzle. These are great for puzzles and games. They're a little bit too scrawny for a lot of things, but puzzles and games, those guys are great. And I just saw something, I meant to be done with this video by now, but I just saw something I wanted to mention too. They used to have a program where you got eBay co-branded ones, which are really, really cool. This guy here is an eBay co-branded one. As far as I know, that program is done. You can't find them anymore. But I still have a bunch of them. I also thought that was kind of cute little touch. But then again, if I shipped on another service, I wasn't going to use the eBay co-branded one. So, I don't know. Alright, you guys have a great day. Keep on listing. Keep on keeping on. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.